You're watching the Konnichiwa channel. In this episode, we move into our abandoned house, I register as a new resident in Ibaraki, and we buy a van. We are now at Kasumigarashi City Hall. I'm here to register myself as a new resident in this district. I've got my certificate, which I picked up yesterday from Nakameguro office. So this proves that I have now left Nakameguro in Tokyo and I'm allowed to register here. I've got my hanko, my name stamp. Hopefully this is everything I need to become a new resident of Kasumigara. Let's go! So we just spent 1.5 hours inside the city hall, but everything is done. I've got my residence recorded. I've got 3 certificates for that, which I'm going to need in order to buy my car tomorrow. Got loads of information on how to get rid of trash in this area. It's not easy, it's very complicated. We basically need to get inside a local group. It's not organised by the city. One of the big differences between living in the countryside in Japan and living in the big cities is that some services are not provided by the government but are organised by the local community. We've had to seek permission from the head of the local group to use the local trash disposal facility. We've been told we can use it for a few months, and if we follow all the rules correctly, it's quite likely they'll extend our permission. Today is an exciting day. I'm buying my first car. We have driven all the way up to Shimozuma in Ibaraki, where we're meeting the guy that's gonna sell me the car. It's a second-hand one. It's my first car. I passed my driving test when I was 17, but because I've lived in big cities like London, Hong Kong, Singapore and Tokyo, I've never needed a car before. I never imagined my first car would be a workman's van, but it's a practical choice for the renovation, so here we are. Let's see what Ichi thinks of the new wheels.
友人の紹介でローラが軽バンを20万円で購入しました。タイヤの溝はありませんでしたが、4WD でハイルーフだし、今後の作業能力が上がると思いました。初の車購入おめでとう。
After getting the car, we drove back to the house. We'd arranged to have the water and electricity reconnected. The house had been empty for 10 years, so we were excited and nervous to see if it would work.
はい、1です。初めての、工事っていうことでもないんですけれども、水道を通しました。で、外の水道の線を開けたんですけど、ここ水道の蛇口がなく、線を開けたら水がそのまま出てフロアが水浸しになりました。で、急遽、ホームセンターに行ってこんな感じの、道具を買ってきたんですけれども、部材ですね、これを使って線をしたいと思います。これが初めて、手をつける工事ってことでもないんですけど、とりあえずやっていきたいと思います。これで線ができたってことで開けていきます。ローラじゃあ中見てみて。開けますか。
Oh, I think it's going to explode. Oh. Ah. Leaking! Leaking! Stop! Turn it off! We were not able to fix the leaking pipe that night. Seriously though, who moves out of a house and leaves a water pipe completely open like that? The next day, Ichi's friends, the Oyake brothers, who work as carpenters, came to have a look at the house. We hadn't had a survey done before buying the house, so we had no idea what was going on in the foundations or up in the roof. I was personally worried about the condition of the house. Can you imagine if the whole thing turned out to be rotten or misaligned due to earthquake damage? As it turned out, everything was fine and the house was solid. And in other good news, they also secured the leaking water pipe in the kitchen so we could turn on the water supply at the mains. After we got water, I started cleaning the small house behind the main house. We'd decided that we'd be living in this house whilst doing the renovation on the main house. It was so dirty, there was even a dead bird in here. Next I cleaned the garage. This is where I was going to put all of my furniture from my apartment in Tokyo. Ichi was much better at this than I was. October the 1st was moving day. We used a company called The Moving Revolution and they were excellent. Everything went very smoothly. But I was feeling very anxious about moving to the middle of nowhere, so far away from the life that I'd established in Tokyo and the new friends that I'd made, especially being a non-Japanese speaker. Whilst we moved all of my stuff, we had decided to keep Ichi's house in Tokyo for a while longer, so we still had a second base to go back to. This is Keko, the world's most well-travelled cat. He's lived with me in Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, and he's now a resident of Ibaraki. He's settling in well to his new home. Oh, we might have to get him a step. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for episode 5 where we start the renovation work on the main house. Exciting!